Salutations everyone, it is Super Answer X, and today we are playing some more Crystalline. I think everything's in order, making sure it's recording the sound correctly. So, one second. So, I'll just make sure everything's good, but crap, I do that every fucking time. Title. Do it every time. Every time. I think that start would take me where I was. The next morning, we grouped downstairs at the inn as planned.
Is everyone now prepared to begin our journey?
I suppose, crazy, creepy robot lady. We nod.
Then let us depart.
I feel like she's gonna try to take my kidney in my sleep. She leads the way out of the inn and back to the quiet city. Remnants of last night's festival litter the ground in a series of petals and general debris. We are so gonna get Leanna in our virtual pants. The cleanup detail is hard work. They wear thick gloves as they half-heartedly remove the decorations and debris. Debris-ish. Debris-ish. Don't you just love it? I wonder how long they've been working on this. The festivities continued even after I threw in my hat and went to bed. Leanna and I share a glance as she and smiles. Fuck me. English. We follow Amelia through the twists and turns of the city. Where exactly are we going now?
To the Crystal Rail Station.
Yeah. Crystal Rail sounds like it might be a train. Lena speaks up before I can even ask.
Where are we taking the Crystal Rail to?
Bazada.
She looks up in surprise.
Embermyst is in Bazada?
They say you can find anything there.
She shoots Zach a look in which, friggin', which he returns in his usually stony gaze. What's surprising about Bazada?
It's just closer than I expected.
No, Embermyst is not within Bazada, but Bazada is the closest station to the location of Embermyst.
Yeah, still skeptical, but doesn't push it. I guess we'll find out whether or not Amelia's right. Why don't you just be like a fucking tree? She's like, I thought it'd be here, I read it in my books. We continue the rest of the way in silence. After a few minutes, we arrive at the station. This app is simpler version of our train stations back home. The ticket booth is right across from the entrance. While they sort out the retrieving tickets, I look around. Vendors selling food and trinkets line perimeter of the enclosed space. The building is mostly empty at the time of the morning.
We must hurry if we wish to catch the next crystal rail. It is nearing the platform.
Once we get our tickets, we rush down a back hallway which opens up to the platform. Well, this is nifty. Arriving onto the platform is a sleek blue train, porcelain white, with windows dotting the sides. My jaw drops as I watch it hover over the tracks. What the fuck is the point of the tracks? A pair of long crystal rolls along the bottom of the train, identical crystal rolls lining the track. It's not that. This is so cool. We're gonna save. Override that one. I almost feel giddy as we lamp to the board. I can't believe I'm about to ride a hover train. Leanna cocks her head to the side.
Is this not something you're used to?
Not exactly. You have trains, but they mostly run on diesel and electricity now. The original models are powered by steam. Lena's eyes wide.
That must be some powerful magic.
Make me do powerful magic. Not really. I wonder if she'd be equally as impressed of this world as we are. Like, at least I'm setting up the character. It's not magic, that's just boiling water. This is magic. Lena smiles.
Oi.
The Pongo's eyes on the crystals of the train. His mouth opens in anticipation. Leanna notices and snatches him up. He wriggles out at first, but after she gives him a few pats on the head, he calms down and grins at her. We're about to board the train as the attendant stops us.
Sorry, Pongas are not allowed due to equipment which are sensitive to energy absorption.
Oh.
Leanna looks sadly, but the blue guy with the blue guy in
I'm
arms.
sorry, my friend, but I think this is where we say goodbye.
He blinks back at her, and in confusion, a worried smile on his face. Leanna's lip trembles.
Sorry.
She gives him a final hug and sets him down on the ground. Then, with glassy eye full of tears, she rushes into the train. The Pongo blinks. Mila cocks her head to the side and looks at it. The Pongo mimics her.
I have not known you long, but I will be saddened to see you go.
She nods and then hops into the train. Zack looks at the Pongo and instinctively his hand protects his
Try
guns.
not to eat anyone else's weapon.
Pongo blinks at Zack, retreating. Zack's retreating for him. Finally, it's my turn. Ah, don't make me do this shit. I like that little guy. This is not fair. I guess. He blinks and grins. I didn't expect this to be so difficult. He cocks his head to the side and tries to... I'm sorry, little boy, but this is as far as we can go together. He tries to hop on my shoulder as he's done so many times in the past, but I don't let him. I'm sorry, but you have to stay here. No! There's no option to, like, steal him. I quickly turn away and head onto the train. While the other people board the train, I join the rest of my group. Leanna tries to control her sniffles while Amelia looks down at her feet. Zack acts as casual as always, but the nod he gives me feels lackluster. Wait, we gotta read that. Zack is casual, but the nod he gives me feels lackluster. We're all feeling the loss of the Pongo. He was my first friend I came into this world. He was my first friend when I came in this world. After we've had a moment to compose ourselves, we search for our train cabin. Watch him be in there. We pass through a few cars before we finally find our cabin towards the end of the train. Amelia slides open the door and then shuts it immediately.
Impossible.
What's going on? She opens the door again. We all peer inside the cozy cabin. Plush. Yeah, fuck messages. Plush sheets are rack above the seats and hold luggage, and a rectangular table in the center. There's also a Pongo bouncing happily on the seats.
Pongo!
Leanna squeals excitedly and scoops him back up into a big hug. We all file into the cabin after the door shut before anyone notices the Pongo. When Leanna notices our stares, she clears her throat and then sets him back
How
down.
did you get in here?
Seriously, weren't you just outside a second ago? How did you get in to find our cabin before we did?
Impossible.
I think the Pongo broke Amelia. Zack on face of always plops down on one of the seats and leans back.
Some things just can't be explained.
With how often the Pongo seems to disappear and reappear unexpectedly, you'd think we'd be used to it by now. Take a seat and the Pongo hops on my lap. Leanna pouts as the Pongo moves away from her. Amelia seems to have recomposed herself and also takes a seat. Not much later, I feel the jerk of a train departing and hear the calming hum of the engine. Wait 1 second, my dogs are fighting. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Two chihuahuas were going out, so I brought him in here. So he's gonna be in the background for the rest of this episode. So if you hear some weird noises like him flopping about, that would be him. I just didn't leave him back out there because they've been in a fighting mood lately. So I just put him on my bed so he can chill there. See, Stu, this entire bed's for you. Okay, back to the game after that interruption. Feel the jerk of the train departing and hearing the calming hum of the engine. Both Leanna and Amelia stare out the window. Out of the window. Zack has his head down and his arms crossed. I think he may be asleep, but it's hard to tell. Remembering how I found him at the campsite, I can only assume this guy can literally sleep anywhere. My eyes feel droopy too. I really want all out last night and did not get enough sleep. I doubt anyone will mind if I just cop on a few of those hours of sleep I lost. When I awake and everyone else is awake too, and looking more bored than ever, only the Pongo snoozes on my lap. How long was I asleep for? Someone's gonna be like 10 hours. Yeah, glance at me.
Just a few hours.
Are we almost there?
No. We will not arrive before tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeesh, what am I gonna do with all this spare time? I automatically reach into my pockets to pull out my phone, forgetting all a second that doesn't work. Shoot. Then my hands close on something that's equally good. I pull out my deck of cards and lay them out on the table. Leanna cranes her neck to see
What
better.
do you have there?
My cards. I cut the deck and shuffle them. Want to play something? There's enough people that we can play cheat.
How do you play that?
It's easy. Each round you will put a card up from your. Each round you'll put a card from your hands face down in the center of the table and say what card it is, like this. I put one down, for example. One king. Then everyone else on the table decides whether or not I'm telling the truth. If you think I'm lying, you call it cheater, and I'll have to reveal the card. If I was lying, then I take all the cards in the pile. If I was telling the truth, then whoever accused me takes all the cards in the pile, and the next person starts a new round. You win by having no cards in your hand.
Sounds like fun. I'll play.
Amelia looks thoughtful.
Although I have not partaken in this game before, this sounds like it would be a stimulating challenge.
I glance at Zach. You in? He shakes his head.
I'll pass.
Yeah, frowns.
Why not? I know that mercenaries love card games. And it's not like there's much else to do while we wait.
It's just not my type of game.
Oh, let's see what upping the stakes will do. I have a dog in my lap. This is what a magical time to be alive. As a mercenary, I think you know how I can spark his interest. We could play for money. Zach sits up and looks at me.
I thought you didn't have money.
I do have money. I fish my pockets and drop loose change over the table. It's just not usable here. Mia leans in close and peers at the money. Even Leanna takes an interesting glance.
I fail to recognize this type of currency.
Oh well, I'm not exactly from Asaria. Amelia stares intently at me again. After a long pause, she looks at the coins.
I see.
I point at the different types of change I have. Make sure you got the pennies. They're the most valuable.
Are these not made from copper? And
Yes.
the nickel would be made from nickel. Then
That's
suffice it is to say, should not the nickel be more valuable than the penny?
Damn, she got me. Zach leans back into his
If
seat.
it's not money I can use, then I'm not interested.
Zach,
I will pay you for his coins.
Zach sits
Go
back up.
on.
For any coin of his you receive, I will trade you one of our coins.
Amelia, you really don't have to do that.
I know.
Leanna looks uneasy between Zach and Amelia.
All right. Deal.
As Zach settles in, I deal out the cards. Zach frowns when he looks at his hands.
These cards are strange.
Like I said, I'm not from Asaria. Okay, a brief rundown of the suits and face cards. When I look up from my hand, I see Amelia staring at me. This is getting a little uncomfortable. Let's start the bet. We all throw our coins on the table. I'll go first. Yeah, the dog wants to be back up. I never mean to out there, though. Fine. Go on. Guess I'll leave my door open. I don't know. There's nothing else gonna kill me out there. Usually keep my door shut, but it's hot. Draw card face down on the table. 110. Silent Stone reacts. Okay, Leanna, it's your go.
Okay.
She slides the card into the table, her face completely blank.
1, 2.
Dicks. I can definitely cheat at this shit. I could like... I could so BS this. I could be like... Cheater. Leanna flips a card and reveals 2 diamonds. Darn. Then I could just be like, blammo. But she's telling the truth, but no one calls her out either. Amelia's go. Face even more stoic than Leanna's. Amelia puts the card into the
One
table.
queen.
Cheater flips over the card, reveal a queen of hearts. Shoot. Load. So we're gonna pass. I'm sorry, I wanna do well.
One queen.
Pass. I don't think she's cheating again, neither one of us. Whatever. Maybe they just aren't quite understanding how to play, although I guess it's just the first run. Finally, Zach's go. He goes Zach's fashion, he totally stops my card.
Cheater.
Whoa, she was fast. Without breaking in the poker face, he flips over the card and reveals 2 different cards, then 8. Silently, he collects the pile. We count how many cards each person has in their hands, and whoever has the lowest number so far collects the first round of bets. Then we throw our next round. Okay, me again. I feel like she knows, so if I say, I gotta stick with the truth. Poker face. Keeping my face as still as blank as possible, I slip 2 cards onto the table. 2 threes. Nobody calls me out, so far so good. Yeah, looks slightly worried at her hand and then smooths her face.
2 aces.
I saw that moment of worry. She's definitely cheating. Cheater. It probably flips over 2 aces. You tricked me. She giggles. Damn it! You know, puts down our cards.
2 sevens.
Where's my mouse? Would you like to fucking work? Thank you. Pass. Poker face is just too good. I can't tell if she's cheating or not, so I'm gonna stay silent. Nobody else called her out. Without delay, Zach lays down his own cards.
2 fives.
Before anyone else gets a chance to react to each other. Zach grumbles under his breath and collects the pile. Mia looks smug at Zach's disgruntledness. The bet for the round goes to the winner, and we start a new pot. I thought if I was wrong, I have to take the pile. Oh no. Back to me again. Well, cheat. Time to trick everyone. Poker face. Drain all the motion for a face and place a card on the table. 1 king.
Cheater.
Damn it! I thought everyone fooled. Amelia's pretty good at this. I put my card to reveal the 2 of hearts. Amelia lays down her card looking confident.
1 king.
Cheater.
Nope.
She flips out a card to reveal a king. Should have seen that one coming. I collect the card. Damn it! Amelia wears the same stony face. I slips on a card.
1 jack.
Reveal the 10 of clubs. She slips it back into her hands. Zach
1
plays.
6.
Again, Amelia's face is faster than
Cheater.
Zach growls in
How do
frustration.
you know every single time?
Amelia just stares at him with some blank stare, which frustrates Zach.
This is the dumbest game ever.
He throws the cards down on the table and knocks over the coins before crossing his arms. Amelia jumps away from the table. Zach hits and only her eyes grow red. I'm a little taken aback, and jolt back and wakes up on go. Only Amelia remains unfazed. So should we keep playing?
Of course.
Zach picks his cards back up, and I glance at each other and burst out laughing. At first, Amelia looks at us in bewilderment, but our laughter is so contagious that she breaks
Are
a
we
smile.
playing or what?
We resume the game with smiles all around. The longer we played, the more into the game everyone became. Needless to say, Amelia correctly guessed Zach's cheats every single time, much to Zach's ever-growing frustration. In the end, I won the game with the first to run out of cards. When we were tired of cheat, I taught him a couple other games that were late in the night, and we all decided to turn in and go to sleep. Could have played like blackjack or something like that. The sun shines brightly through the window and splashes my face, forcing me awake. Leanne and Amelia are already both awake. Zach's still head down as if he's still asleep. We look outside and squint at the day. At the sky. Fuck! What time is it?
It's already past noon. We slept through the entire morning.
We did? Leanne giggles at my alarm.
Normally that would be a bad thing, but in this case it's okay. We're almost at Bazada.
I nod. Zach gradually wakes up and we all make sure we have our things. Another hour to the train stops and announces the arrival to Bazada. The sun hangs high in the sky as one of us step off the train. As soon as I step foot in the city, I'm assaulted by the sound of voices. Neat. Makeshift stalls line the sides of the roads and alleys as people pack the streets. Traders entice onlookers a view of their wares, and customers haggle in heated shouting matches. And we're gonna have to travel through that. I I blanch at the sight of getting trapped amidst the sea of people like sardines in a can.
We have arrived in Bazada.
No shit! This is where we'll find embermyst?
No, as I said, it is the closest city to embermyst.
Considering the bustle of this place, I find it a little hard... Shit. Considering the bustle of this place, I find it a little hard to believe that the hidden city is so close. No wonder Leona seems so surprised. Amelia seems ready to read my thoughts.
Of course, close is a relative term. We must first traverse some rough terrain and pass through the forest before we find embermyst.
She points towards the south where I can make out tips of treetops, and then she glances up at the sky.
Considering only a few hours remain before nightfall, it may be in our best interest to spend the evening here in the city and depart in the morning.
Leanna nods.
Good thinking. This marketplace is so huge. People say you can literally buy your heart's desires here.
Is there something you're thinking of buying?
Nothing in particular, but I would like to check out the stalls. Traders from all over the world gather here to sell their wares. Hi!
I glance down my feet to watch the Pongo wiggle excited. He casts a hungry look into the crowd. Is there a lot of magic here? I haven't seen this guy so excited since he first tried to eat me. Amelia bends down and scrutinizes him. She pokes him with a finger and the Pongo giggles.
Hi, boy!
No stealing
I'm
magic.
going to the inn. I'll meet up with you later.
Before any of us can react, Zack slips into the crowd. Should we go after him? Amelia doesn't even blink at Zack's departure. She's too preoccupied with the Pongo. Leanna shakes her head.
No, but since Zack left, I'm going to go too. Should we meet back up at the inn?
Sure. Aw. She nods and heads into the crowd. Since everyone else seems to know exactly what they want to do, what do I want to do? See what Amelia's up to, be a loner. Well, if it's up to me, as long as she wouldn't have a problem with it, I'm gonna go shop with Leanna. Because, I know her. I'd check on Zack, but I'm not trying to date Zack here, and Amelia fucking scares me. Ahead of some direction, I think Lena's gone and duck into the crowd, trying not to bump into too many people as I explore the marketplace. I've never seen a place this crowded before. It doesn't feel like I'm walking as much being pushed by everyone. Despite all the people, I'm fascinated by the market stalls. Merchants sell all different types of merchandise. No shit. Ranging from clay pottery to magic amulets. As I'm being pulled through the crowd, I see a glimpse of blonde hair and white armor. That must be Leanna. I wade through the crowd and see Leanna's frozen in place. Hey, Leanna. She blinks at me. How's the marketplace so far? Yeah, you've been gone for all of 2 minutes.
Really interesting. There's a lot of cool stuff I haven't seen before.
She seems distracted.
Do you smell that?
I breathe in deeply. Smells silent but deadly. Smells fruity and sweet. Smell what? I'll just go with that one. Lovely sweet smell that wafts in the breeze. There's really no way I could.
I think it's coming from that stall over there. Come on!
She darts into the crowd and I quickly fall until, I was also nice thing that we went with Leanna because we don't actually have their money. Not saying that we're draining her pocket, but yeah, I'd be fucked by myself here. Until we stop at a stall full of delicate glass bottles.
Yes, welcome, welcome.
So it's perfume. A tan man in silken robes and robes ushers us closer to a stall and he selects a glass bottle filled with a pale pink liquid and offers it to
A
Leanna.
noble scent to match such a noble woman.
Leanna blushes and delicately sniffs the bottle, her eyes widen in recognition.
Is that extract of spirit orchid?
The man grins broadly and clasps his hands together.
Yes, yes, very rare, from the far celestial mountains.
I never expected to find this perfume here.
What is it? Leanna offers me a bottle and I take a tentative whiff, which smells fruity like a cross between an apple and a pear. Is this a flower? She
The
nods.
spirit orchid. It only grows in the deep forest of the celestial mountain range.
Why is it called the spirit orchid?
The roots are a very pale white. And when it grows, it almost looks like it's floating midair, like a spirit.
That's kind of neat. She nods absent-mindedly and continues to hold the bottle. Do you want to get it? Leanna quickly shakes her head.
Oh, sorry. It just reminds me of home. My grandmother used to wear this perfume whenever she left the house. When I was little, that meant taking me down to the market.
She smiles fondly at the memory, but her eyes hold a hint of sadness.
I loved wandering the shops and stalls. It didn't matter if I had nothing to buy. It was a chance to leave the house and be like everyone else.
Sounds like you didn't get to go out much.
It was complicated.
She doesn't offer up any more information and returns the bottle to the blank spot on the shelf. Although she's been very helpful helping me understand this world, Leanna doesn't talk about her past much. Glance at her again, she looks pensively at the bottle, a small crease in her brow. Suddenly, a new scent cuts through the floral perfumes and it smells cinnamon and spice. Cookies! Leanna, do you smell that? She jolts out of her thoughts and blinks.
Smell what?
I think it's coming from the stall over there. I grin, and just as she did before, I dart back into the street.
Hey, wait!
We weave through the people before stopping in front of a stall filled with assortment of baked goods. I breathe in heavily sweetness of sugar and sigh contentedly. Leanna closes her eyes and
It
inhales.
smells so delicious!
I browse an array of cookies and tiny cakes. Leanna gasps.
They have cinnamon parfaits. I love those.
Dude, I like me some cinnamon.
There's cinnamon and vanilla custard layers with apricots.
Doesn't sound bad.
What do you think looks good?
I'm actually not a huge cupcake person. I do like a lot of cinnamon stuff, though. So, I'm gonna do that. Actually, that cinnamon parfait you mentioned sounds really good.
They are. And they're not super sweet either, which is why I like them.
Fish from my pocket for winnings from yesterday. Today's treat's on me. Oh yeah, he won money. Fuck me.
Are you sure you want to use your life savings?
I chuckle. Don't worry, you've been very generous towards me ever since Meadow Hill. This is the least I can do to repay you. I know it's not much, but please consider this as a token of my appreciation. Leanna smiles bashfully.
Thank you.
I grin, then pay for the cinnamon parfaits for Leanna and a dessert for myself. Cheers. I help my dessert and take a bite, and then the sweetness melts on my tongue. I let out a contented sigh. That's even better than I imagined. I do like to see she knows these places. Leanna giggles and lets out an equally happy sigh as she bites into her cinnamon parfait.
This is why I love markets.
I nod in agreement as we return to the street. One of the guards on Marketplace notices Leanna's Mage Guild emblem and pulls her over to talk.
Sorry, I need to take this.
Since this looks like a fish business, I better leave them be. We can catch up later then? She smiles.
Okay.
See, I don't really care about Leanna. Or not Leanna, fuck, Amelia. Oh, fuck it, let's check what she's up on. I decide to seek out Amelia. I stand awkwardly while Amelia mutters to herself. She seems to be in the middle of something and doesn't notice my presence.
Male, adolescent, of the cerulean variant.
She holds out her bracelet and the Pongo blinks at it, then looks back at her. Amelia cocks her head to the side as if she observes him. With Amelia's attention still on him, the Pongo scoots closer to the bracelet and then looks at her again.
Go on.
He can cautiously sniffs the bracelet and then sticks out a tongue to lick the air. Afterwards, he grins widely at Amelia.
Interesting. Normally, a cerulean Pongo will leave out even the slightest trace of magical residue.
Amelia doesn't have a chance to finish. The Pongo springs into the air. In her arms. Hey. She fumbles to catch him and puts the Pongo close to her chest to stabilize him.
What do you think you're...
Her voice trails off as she looks down and smiles at the still smiling Pongo. Amelia blinks at the caution melts away from her face. The corners of her mouth are curled up in a smile and she squeezes the Pongo into a cuddle. Hey, it's the first time she doesn't look like a fucking robot. The Pongo wheezes as she's squishing against her chest. Join in. How about no? That is all kinds of not a good idea. Should I be watching this? I'll say it's cute. You do like him. Amelia gasps and drops her arms, letting the Pongo tumble to the ground.
I was merely conducting analysis.
The Pongo hops back in her arms and snuggles against her. Amelia's cheeks tinge pink. She clears her throat.
Regardless, I am going to the apothecary.
I have to do with trees. Can we just heal with? Oh no, that's I don't know. Can we just heal with magic?
Yes, there are mages who specialize in healing magic, but they use earth magic which neither Leanna nor I possess. As such, you will need to purchase healing items to treat a wound.
Makes sense to me. Would you like me to go with you?
No, it will be faster if I go alone.
Before I even have a chance to react, she turns her heel and walks away. Fuck me. As it goes, the Pongo along with me. A single tear rolls down his cheek. Pongo! Reach out for him in the distance between us girls. Wait a minute, why is he making that face? I could literally leave at any time and just come back to me. Come back! He turns around and disappears from my view. That sneaky little Pongo! I'm gonna go check on Zach. Fuck it. Zach went straight to the inn, and Illumia too. What's going on with these inns? I'd really like to know too. I rush to the street and look for any side of the inn. Luckily I managed to spot Zach in the crowd before he disappears back into the sea of people. Show my way down the street, I finally locate the inn, and just in time to see Zach. He stands in front of a large notice board filled with pinned papers. As I get closer, I can make out some of the flyers, which include a portrait of a scowling face and a large monetary number. Is Zach checking out the wanted posters? Maybe he's looking for a specific bounty. About to call to him as one of young blonde wearing a sun-tight suit of armor flounces over to him. Twirling a lock of hair between her fingers, she seems to study the board. Very softened, she shoots a pointed glance over to Zach, hoping to catch his eyes, but his attention wavers from the board. Finally, she speaks.
Do you have a bounty on your heart?
For the first time I've ever seen Zach, for the first time since her arrival, Zach looks at her. She grins devilishly.
Because I'm looking to collect.
He focuses on the board and she frowns. For the second attempt, she bumps into her bumps up her ample chest and touches his arm as she speaks in a sickly sweet voice.
So, are you a bounty hunter?
Zach shrugs her arm off of him.
No.
Then you must be a mercenary.
He doesn't answer. She seems to take that as a sign of encouragement, and her sultry smile returns. She leans in close to him and runs her fingers up his arm.
I've got a mission that I could use some help with. Are you for hire?
Again, Zach brushes her hands off of him and steps away from her.
No.
She seems a little taken aback, but quickly recovers and slides closer to him.
Are you sure there isn't something I could offer to change your mind?
No.
She sighs before plastering the same smile and then lets out a small laugh.
Jeez, you're kind of dense.
Reminds me of a certain other Zach I know.
I was hoping to spend some intimate time with you. So, what do you say?
No thanks. But if I'm ever in need of your services, then I'll go find you at the brothel.
Damn! The woman's eyes grow wide like saucers. With a sharp huff, she tries to slap Zach, who steps sides out of the way. Damn! Zach got roasts! Boy, damn! Woo! I may be interested in said services. That'd be a me response, but we're not going for that one, unfortunately. Fucking Zach, dude. Watch her leave. I also saw her away as she stumps towards the exit. Whoa, she did not look happy. Well, that was weird. I go stand beside Zach. What was that about? He shrugs.
Who cares?
I take it back as the one posters where most of these faces look like the generic weathered and scarred bandits I imagined. Now, is this what you had to take care of in Illumia? Zach fixes his expression's eye on me. When we first illuminated, the first thing you did is say find the inn, and then when we came here, you did the exact same thing. He relaxes slightly and nods.
Just staying up to date on the news.
Sounds like the life of mercenary is pretty interesting.
Something like that.
Excuse me, are you a mercenary?
I was one. Zach and I turned to face another scantily dressed woman. Dressed woman. This one has a fiery red hair and mischievous glint in her eye. Zach narrows his eyes.
Yes.
Are you sure you're not a rogue? Because you've just stolen my heart.
Damn it. Zach sighs and face palms. I have a bad feeling about this. Zach ends up shaking her off and searches for the innkeeper to buy a drink. I'm ready for a little bit of me time. I head into the crowds and appreciate all the marketplace has to offer. After exploring the city, I meet up with the rest of the group back at the inn. Tensions are high as we eat in silence. I think everyone is a mixture of wariness and anxiety for the next leg of our journey, even though the Pongo is strangely silent and obedient. Once we finish eating, we head upstairs to find our rooms. Upon finding her room, Leanna suddenly perks up.
Oh, Amelia, you and I will be sharing a room tonight.
Amelia speaks dismissively.
Naturally. That would be more appropriate than the alternative.
She pauses, then looks at Leanna with
Are
interest.
you insinuating that you would rather share a bedroom with them?
Amelia points to Zach and me.
What? No! course not.
Damn it!
Oh, my mistake. Of course you could not have met both of them. There aren't nearly enough beds. You must have meant him.
Mia points to me. Mia's face turns pink and she shakes her head.
Amelia! That's not true!
Oh.
If that is false, then why is your face red?
The point is, I'd obviously rather share a room with you.
Amelia
If
blinks.
that is the case, then why even bring it up?
Damn!
Because I'm excited. It'll be nice to have some girl time.
Mia stares Leanna the
I
nods.
concur. Sharing a room has proven to strengthen bonds amidst peers and foster camaraderie.
You mean, make friends?
Precisely.
Amelia, you almost helped me out here. You almost did, but you fucked it up.
Boy?
We all glance down the pond, go by our feet. This is my imagination. Is she trying to ask us which room he's gonna sleep in tonight? Amelia snatches him up in her arms.
Pongo needs to spend the night with us tonight. We need him for science.
Excuse me. As Amelia slips into her bedroom, Leanna nods rapidly.
Yes, for science.
I'm concerned. Then follow Amelia into the room and then slams the door shut. Okay. Much silence as Zach and I stare at the closed
Is
door.
it just me, or did that seem unusually suspicious to you?
Use me instead. For some reason, I feel like we missed out by not securing the Pongo. Zach shakes his
More
head.
like we dodged a blast.
Don't you mean bullet?
Bullet?
I guess idioms don't translate well here. Never mind. Still baffled by what happened, Zach and I enter our room and get ready for bed. Although the train was more comfortable than I expected, I cannot compare it to a real bed. As I snuggle into the blankets, I soon drift into a restful slumber. And we'll find out in the next episode why the bag was so important. Woo! Hope you enjoyed this magical episode. I don't know what the hell's going on, though. We can see that Leanna is starting to take an interest in Mr. Tam Tamshin. Okay, so we're gonna see what happens. See you guys in the next episode.